So this is the day we got back from Yorkshire. So I thought before it gets too warm, it's just gone 9 o'clock. I thought I'd get the front garden done as much as I can. It has been really hot weather, but this is all the stuff I've got ready. Daniel's at work, so I thought if I can get an early start, I will. I haven't shared the before, but I have cut both sides of the hedge, and I've also mowed the lawn using my new edge cutter on the hedge around the garden, due to the fact that it is quieter and it is a lot easier to use. I have put a note in my diary about the grass coming up on the path. I think what I'll do is try and dig that out and maybe cement it. While I was doing the front garden, I had my washing machine going, just general clothing from what we was wearing after we came back. Then I started cleaning the paintwork as much as I could and putting that sticker on that I got from Temu, just to see if it does actually cut down on callers as much as I can. And like I said, I wiped down as much as I could. It does need a second go over, but it's a lot better than what it was. Need to wash my front mat. Then I've put a note because under the canopy, and the actual canopy needs to be cleaned. It's really filthy, but that's another day. So I decided to club onto this video a couple of the days due to I had quite a lot going on. So this is the day after I decided to wash my son's bedding. While that was washing, I got a few pieces out of my craft cubby. As you know, it's only a small area. It's basically a walk-in cupboard on the downstairs. And while I watched TV, because it was extremely warm, I decided to do a bit of sorting out. So I did actually fill two little bins, and that black bin where I putting things in that I'm not using, I'm just getting rid of. And then some items I did do a little bit of cutting up and putting them in individual pouches like these that I got from Temu. So while I was doing all this, obviously my washing was dry, so then I could hang it out. I did actually get it washed, dried and aired so I could put it straight back on my son's bed in the evening time. I carried on pulling a few bits out of my craft cubby. Normally I pull out more, but I only did a little bit. These are folders that have got like numbers, letters, endearments and things like that. Some of these folders are bits and pieces that I've kept for crafting, but as the time's gone on, I've got more and more craft stuff, so a lot of these pieces I haven't actually used. So this is another reason why I thought I'd go through these folders, see what I want to keep, obviously review, declutter and reorganize and things like that. As I said, I got these see-through folders which I've used quite a bit. These are the bits that I've decided I'm going to keep and put them in a pouch and get these used. This is the pile I decided to get rid of. As I said, keep going over these things now and again really helps. Then I washed my kitchen and this grey mat. The grey mat I finally decided that I'm going to get rid of, so that's in my get rid of pile. While this video is going on, there is a few separate videos that are in the line to be shared, just for the fact they're probably too long to actually include in this video. Some sorting out and pieces like that. This is another day. I did my basics. I went out with a friend. We do like going through and looking around like antique stores, you know, and vintage stores and things like that. We find them so interesting, and getting to talk to people as well, especially the sort of the owners and the people running these stores. It's really interesting, and dare I say it can be quite a free time out, due to the fact if you're not buying anything, we do buy a few items now and again when we see something specific, but it's especially when you want to find that specific piece. It brings back memories of sort of family members as well as my grandparents. But getting information and talking to people, it is really a great day out. Even if you're not into those sort of things, you might be interested in history. On this particular day, we did actually visit two different stores, and these stores are massive, especially this particular one. It has like huts, sheds and everything going along the sort of side and the back of this particular property. A lot of these are sort of older houses or used to be bakery and things like that, so they've adapted them, and the interest there is so good looking around these items before we actually went into the main building. And it's amazing what you can actually find and see. We did stop for coffee and cakes. We do like these sort of things. It's when it's embroidery tablecloths, china cups and saucers and things like that. Again, me and my friend are very similar that way, and just love the atmosphere and the just a beautiful day out. And it did become quite warm, so we didn't hang about too much longer after this, because we did a fair bit of walking and everything. But hopefully, you can understand what I'm saying. I'm not sure if you're interested in these sort of things, but even if it's out of your comfort zone, and me and my friend have done this a number of times, we still like going looking around these places. Even the buildings themselves have got history, and looking around them, the interest on them and finding the background of these buildings. This is another day I went to a car boot with my son, daughter-in-law and granddaughter. I am collecting these books, and so I believe I paid £1 for this one. I also brought a set of car DVDs for my youngest son. They were also £1 for all this, and it was all sealed up. The book didn't look as though it had been read either. These were £1, and my son, as you know, is interested in cars and everything. I also bought this other set of DVDs for 50p. This is the Pink Panther with Peter Sellers. It's 5 feature movies plus the extras in this box set, and I remember watching this with my parents, so my son hadn't actually watched it. And as you know, I do collect these jigsaws. Hadn't got this one, and this was only 50p. These last two items are what I purchased when they were actually changing the prices due to the fact they wanted to finish and didn't want to take the stuff home. Sometimes it's nice to get to car boots early on because you get the deals. Otherwise, it's sometimes better to go later. It depends on how you feel, because you can get some really good bargains as well. Unless, like us, on this occasion, I took the cool bag with drinks, snacks and everything, and we did actually spend quite a few hours at this car boot. So we was there for when it sort of was starting, and obviously when they were packing up due to it got too hot. I did buy this tray. I managed to actually get it reduced down to £2.50. I think it came from Hobbycraft, they reckon, and I think this would be lovely with my sort of autumn Halloween decorations on, because it looks as though it would fit into my decor really good. I have been keeping my kitchen fairly tidy, although it is very cluttered still. I need to try and declutter that, but that's for another day. I've done really well, I think, keeping on top of everything. I only bought 2 items that I might have said in a previous video when we was in Yorkshire, so it was really good. We did more of the tourist sort of things and visiting places. My son brought me this bauble from the Christmas shop in York, and it's got 2024 on. I had to be very careful that I didn't actually pull off the connection at the top, but I think this is really, really nice. It's the first time in absolutely ages I bought a Christmas decoration from a place we have visited. The only other thing we bought was the Greatest Showman CD. Hadn't bought a CD in so long, but it was something that we wanted, and we played it maybe about 3 or 4 times while I was in Yorkshire. So I also had a hospital appointment with my eyes, and this is what happened when I just walked through the door. I couldn't have timed it better due to the fact it was so warm and hot. Although it was muggy, it absolutely peed it down with rain. So I was really lucky that I got home in time. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.